You ever meet someone and just instantly feel like, damn, she's got it together? That was Pam. She walked into my salon last fall. Short silver bob, red lipstick, glasses that screamed chic, not grandma, and this soft copper glow running through her bangs. You could tell she wasn't trying to look younger. She just looked alive, radiant, effortless. And here's the part that always gets people. Pam didn't change her cut. She didn't get Botox. She didn't spend a dime on a new wardrobe. She just changed her color. Because today, we're not talking about chasing youth, hiding grays, or pretending to be someone you're not. We're talking about how the right hair color, especially on short hair, can lift your skin, brighten your eyes, and make you feel more you than ever. Not the you from 10 years ago, the one you are right now, only glowing. So if you've already got short hair, or you're thinking about the big chop, and trust me, you should, I've got 5 gorgeous hair color ideas that are flattering after 50, easy to grow out, and most importantly, they bring out your Pam energy. Now, the first one, it's soft, sun-kissed, and warmer than you'd expect. Let's start there. All right, let's start with one of my all-time favorites, soft copper. Now, before your mind goes straight to Halloween orange, slow down. That's not what we're doing here. This isn't loud or brassy. I'm talking about muted, sun-kissed, almost cinnamon cider copper. It's like light passing through warm tea. Soft, glowy. And it plays beautifully with golden, peachy, or neutral skin tones. Let me tell you about Rita. She came into my salon last spring, a lovely woman in her late 50s with a cropped, low-maintenance cut. Super easy to style. But her color? She looked at me and said, "My hair feels like oatmeal." We both laughed, but she wasn't wrong. It was beige, flat, and definitely not doing her any favors. So here's what we did, and this is where it gets good. We added just a whisper of soft copper around the crown and temples. Not even a full dye, just a glaze with dimension. And this is the moment I want you to remember. Because it was I. Her cheeks looked rosier. Her eyes sparkled. And suddenly, she didn't look younger. She looked brighter, happier. Like she'd just spent a weekend in Sonoma sipping wine and flirting with the sommelier. That's the thing about short hair. Color frames your face directly. There's nowhere for it to hide. So when you add warmth in the right way, it can lift your whole energy, not just your tone. And here's the bonus. This copper, it grows out softly. No harsh lines. It fades into your natural base like a cozy little sunset. And yes, it blends beautifully with silvers too. Actually, a bit of copper alongside a few silver strands, gorgeous, effortlessly modern. So if your hair's been feeling a bit oatmeal, maybe it's not the cut. Maybe it's time for a little glow. Now, what if warmth isn't your thing? What if your skin has a touch of cool, and beige tones just don't sit right? Then the next color might be exactly what you need. Let's cool things down with elegance. Okay, let's cool things down a little. Because next up is one that surprises a lot of my clients, ash blonde with depth. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Blonde? After 50? Isn't that too much maintenance? Here's the twist. This blonde is actually easier than you think. No bleach overload, no brassy streaks, just a soft, smoky tone that flatters, not fights your skin. Let me explain. Ash blonde has this beautiful ability to neutralize redness in the skin. So if you've got a little rosiness, and most of us do after 50, this shade balances it out. It acts almost like a soft focus lens, gives your complexion a calmer, creamier tone. Marlene, one of my longtime clients, is a perfect example. She came to me after years of battling her gray roots with dark box dye. She sat down and said, "I feel like my hair is fighting my face. And honestly, I knew exactly what she meant. We eased her into a cool ash blonde with soft low lights underneath. Not flat, not frosty, just elegant and dimensional. And the difference was instant. Her pale green eyes, suddenly radiant. Her skin, smooth and luminous. It wasn't dramatic, but it was transformative. Here's the part I love most about this shade. If you've got a textured pixie or tousled bob, ash blonde adds dimension without making it look stiff or frosted. And the best part? It blends beautifully with natural gray. No harsh regrowth, no line of demarcation. Just a gradual shift that feels effortless. Want to keep it even lower maintenance? Add a bit of root shadow and some soft face-framing highlights for that modern lived-in finish. So yes, blonde can be elegant after 50. You just need the right blonde. But what if you're already silver? What if you want to embrace your grays but still crave a little contrast and depth? Well, that's where we're headed next. Let's talk about the good kind of gray and how to make it shine. Let's talk silver. And no, I don't mean gave up and went gray. I mean silver with intention, with style, with power. Because here's something I say to every client who's nervous about going gray. Going silver doesn't mean fading out. It means you finally get to shine on your own terms. But there's a catch. Flat, one-tone gray, it can look a little lifeless, a little blah. No movement, no depth, no spark. That's where lowlights come in, and they're absolute game changers. Let me tell you about Diane. She had the most gorgeous natural silver pixie, sleek, chic, confident. But she told me, it just feels like a helmet. I miss the softness. So we added the slightest hint of lowlight, just under the crown and near the nape, a cool slate tone with a touch of smoke. And suddenly, her haircut came alive. Her hair looked thicker, more dimensional. Her skin, smoother. And her whole look, polished, elevated, expensive. That's the thing about short silver hair. A little contrast creates natural shadow and light, like built-in cheekbones for your hair. You don't need curls. You don't need volume spray. You just need smart color placement. And here's the best part. It grows out beautifully. No root line, no awkward patches, just soft, seamless transition that feels fresh for months. Want to go bold? Try a soft lavender or icy beige as your low light tone. Want to keep it classic? Stick to slate or taupe. Either way, this is the good kind of gray. The kind that makes people stop and say, wait, how does her hair look so good? Now, let's say silver isn't your thing. Let's say you want something deeper, richer, something with a little mystery. Well, I've got 2 stunning shades coming up next that bring serious drama in the best way possible. Now let's get into the rich, velvety shades, the ones that bring that quiet, confident kind of drama. Here's something I want you to consider, and it might go against everything you've been told. Going darker doesn't always age you, but going flat dark, that's where the trouble starts. So let me introduce you to rich chocolate and mahogany, 2 deep tones that bring elegance, polish, and depth to short hair without weighing you down. Elaine, one of my boldest, most fabulous clients, came to me with this exact request. I want something rich, but not black. I don't want to look sharp. She had a stacked bob that showed off her jawline beautifully and skin the color of cafe au lait. Just gorgeous. We took her into a deep chocolate brown with subtle auburn undertones. And oh my goodness, what a transformation. Her cheekbones popped. Her eyes, this amazing hazel green, looked almost golden. And her whole vibe shifted from nice cut to editorial sophistication. Here's the real power of dark shades on short hair. They anchor the shape. They give your cut weight, presence, dimension, even without layers or volume. It's like giving your style a sculptural frame. Now, if you've got olive or medium to deep skin, mahogany is a dream. That subtle plum red undertone adds warmth without looking red. It catches light in a way that's both unexpected and incredibly flattering. And don't worry, these aren't high-maintenance tones. A little gloss every few weeks keeps the shine. A soft root smudge helps you stretch appointments without harsh lines. So, if your shortcut has been feeling a bit flat lately, these richer tones might be exactly what you need to bring it back to life. But what if you're ready to get a little playful? Maybe even a little rebellious? Well, up next is the shade that says, yes, I'm over 50, and I still love a little fun. Let's go bold. All right, my fearless ladies, this one's for you. If you've ever looked at someone's hair and thought, I wish I could pull that off, I'm here to tell you, you absolutely can. And guess what? You don't need a full head of neon to do it. Let's talk about two of my favorite bold but beautiful accents, plum and rose gold. Now here's the twist. Bold doesn't have to mean loud. It can be soft, intentional, just a hint of fun in exactly the right place. Take plum, for example. From a distance, it just looks rich and dark. But when the light hits, boom, you get that little gleam of purple sass. It's subtle, but it says, yes, I'm still playful. And on brunettes or cooler tone skin, it's absolutely stunning. Then there's rose gold, gentle, glowy, and unbelievably flattering on mature skin. Not Barbie pink, not bubblegum. Think champagne blush with a warm undertone. It adds just the right amount of freshness without looking like you're trying too hard. One of my favorite transformations? A client of mine named Linda, 62, silver pixie, glasses, total minimalist. We added a few peekaboo panels of rose gold right at the crown. Soft, delicate. Her daughter saw her and said, Mom, you look like you belong in a Pinterest board. And honestly, she did. That's the magic of short hair. You only need a little color to make a big impact. A fringe, a temple streak, a few foils on top, and suddenly your look has edge, sparkle, and you written all over it. And the best part? These accents are easy to refresh, tone, or let fade gracefully. No full commitment, just a flirtation with fun. So if your inner artist is tapping on your shoulder lately, maybe it's time to say yes. Because being over 50 doesn't mean quiet. Sometimes it means finally being bold on your own terms. Now, we've talked about 5 gorgeous glow-boosting hair color ideas. But before you grab that dye or call your stylist, let me share the one mistake I see women over 50 make all the time. The one that quietly steals the light right out of your face. Now, before you run off to book that appointment or reach for the box dye, please don't. At least not yet. I need to tell you this. There's one mistake I see all the time after 50. And it's so common, so tempting, and honestly, so understandable. It's going too dark. That deep, inky brown or flat black that looks rich on the box, but once it's on your head, it sharpens every shadow. It deepens every line. Even when you're full of energy, your face says, I'm tired. Here's the truth. Your glow doesn't come from hiding your gray. It comes from light, dimension, reflection. That's why every color we talked about today, copper, ash, silver with lowlights, chocolate, plum, has one thing in common. They lift you, they soften you, they light you up. So if you've been clinging to that all-over dark shade because it feels safe, maybe it's time to ask, is it still serving me? Because, darling, you haven't lost your glow. Maybe you just haven't picked the right color yet. And hey, I'd love to know, which of these colors made you think, ooh, maybe that's me? Let me know in the comments. I read every one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you know where that button is. I'd love to have you here for the next conversation, because next time, we're going deeper. I'll show you the 3 biggest hair color myths after 60 that might be holding you back, and the fresh alternatives that could change everything. Until then, stay glowing.